afternoon. Please be seated. My name is Scott Blakey. As Chief Administrative Officer for Durham College, it is my distinct honor to welcome you and officially call our 2019 Fall Convocation to order. I would like to start by acknowledging that Durham College is situated on the traditional territories of the Mississaugas and the territory that is covered by the Williams Treaty. We are thankful for the opportunity to teach and learn on the lands of the peoples of Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. In recognition of this fact, and to honor the role Durham College Indigenous Education Advisory Circle plays in helping the college meet the needs of its First Nation, Métis, and Inuit communities, Don Lavisa, President of Durham College, will now present a tobacco tie to Angela Duckworth as a sign of respect and gratitude. On behalf of Durham College, welcome to our graduates, our families, friends, and special guests, as well as those watching by the internet. I would now like to ask everyone to join in singing our national anthem. Please stand if you are able. Please be seated. Well, this is it, the moment you've all been working towards. Receiving your credential is a great accomplishment that deserves recognition. Let us take a moment to acknowledge that with a round of applause. To our guests, I strongly encourage you to celebrate and cheer for your graduate as they cross the stage. It is now my privilege to introduce our platform party. I would ask that each member stand as their name is called and that our audience holds its applause until all of the names have been announced. Barbara McShane, Vice President, Administration and Chief Financial Officer. Natalie Bartley, Executive Chairperson and Chief Elected Officer of Durham College Student Incorporated. Debbie McKee-Demchuk, Board of Governors. Bart Lusick, Board of Governors. Kevin Griffin, Board of Governors. Linda Flynn, Associate Vice President, Office of Development and Alumni Affairs, and President of the Durham College Foundation. Steve Stewart, Board of Governors. Robert Lance, Board of Governors. Michelle James, Board of Governors. Debbie Johnston, Dean, School of Continuing Education. Judalyn Innocent, Executive Dean, School of Health and Community Services. Kevin Baker, Executive Dean, School of Business, IT and Management. Andre DeFratis, Associate Vice President and Registrar, Student Affairs. Elaine Popp, Vice President, Academic. Don Levisa, President. Ivan de Jong, Chair, Board of Governors. Melissa Farrow, Guest Speaker. Cameron Ackerblade, President, Durham College Alumni Association. Angela Duckworth, member of the Durham College Indigenous Education Advisory Circle. These are your platform guests. Now, please join me in welcoming Ivan de Jong, Chair of the Durham College Board of Governors, to bring greetings on behalf of the board.
Thank you, Scott. It gives me great pleasure to be here representing the Durham College Board of Governors. Joining me on the platform are several other members of the board, and on behalf of them and the rest of the governors, I would like to extend our sincere congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. The Board of Governors are a group of professionals, mostly from the Durham region, who volunteer our time to ensure that Durham College is appropriately managed, so it achieves its mission that the student experience comes first. We do this by providing direction and counsel to the President, and by extension, the senior leadership team, as well as demonstrating behavior that supports our students, our people, our businesses, and our communities. Driven by the same values as the college itself, we strive to conduct ourselves with integrity and respect, encouraging diversity and collaboration. And while we're accountable to the college's employees and the communities it serves, ultimately, we are also accountable to you, the students. As I look out on the soon-to-be graduates in the crowd, it's hard to see. I imagine the hard work that's led to this moment. And it's important to remember that the journey as you begin your next. The 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, said, "Making your mark on the world is hard. If it were easy, everybody would do it, but it's not. It takes patience, it takes commitment, and it comes with plenty of failure along the way." And he continues, "The real test is not whether you avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you let it harden or shame you into inaction, or whether you learn from it and whether you choose to persevere." What I take away from Obama's sentiment is the importance of hard work, never giving up. And even when life is throwing you curveballs, you continue. Talent, intelligence, and your education will serve you well, but when combined with continuous dedication, you become unstoppable. It's a big world out there, full of opportunities ready for you to seize them. Take the skills you have learned, buckle down, and use them to achieve the success you so greatly deserve. To the Durham College class of 2019, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Ivan. I would now like to invite Durham College President Don Levisa to address this year's graduating class.
Thank you, Scott, and good afternoon, graduates, and welcome to your fall convocation. I want to acknowledge the many friends and family who have joined us to recognize your accomplishments today. I'm honored to speak to you. It's something I look forward to every year as part of my role as president. In addition to offering you congratulations, I want to get you thinking about next steps. Whether that means more education or heading into the world of work, ultimately, you are striving to build a better life for yourself. While landing or obtaining a job is an important first step, developing your career takes years of investment in yourself, others, and of course a broader community. Don't lose sight of the fact that you've already started the process by enrolling in college, then dedicating yourself to your studies. In doing so, you've grown in so many ways, developing as a person, learning new skills, and acquiring knowledge. And whether you're aware of it or not, you have also developed your own community of support. It starts with your family and your friends in your corner, I know who are incredibly proud to watch you today. You've since added new acquaintances, your professors, employees at the college, placements hosts, and many more. And that network will continue to grow as you move through your career, helping you succeed, especially if you remain open to the possibilities that community involvement can offer you. Whether close to home or further afield, personal or professional, community will always be there. As a college, our broader community plays a very vital role in our ability to offer high quality, relevant, and experiential learning opportunities for you. Program advisory committees, as well as industry consultations and collaborations, ensure courses reflect current trends and marketplace demands. Donations and contributions from individuals, organizations, and government support infrastructure development, so we have the facilities needed to put learning into action. Placements and co-op opportunities allow students to sharpen their skills outside of the classroom in a real-world setting. DC is very fortunate and lucky to have the community support on all these fronts. As Ivan DeYoung, our Board of Governors Chair, pointed out, many of the people sitting behind me today represent the board, which is comprised of 17 members in total from across the Durham region. They're here today because of you. And as such, we wanted them to have the opportunity to contribute to your graduation ceremony. Recently, each of them reached out to other local leaders, asking them what they thought of Durham College. And once the feedback was collected and summarized, it became clear. All interviewed recognized the quality of our students and the many ways we give back to the communities that give us so much. Whether it's economic impact, contribution to local organizations, or through our diverse partnerships, Durham College has a strong reputation as a post-secondary institution, which means you're graduating with a credential that is widely recognized. It's a credential that speaks to the quality of education you received, which is the first part of what I consider to be the equation for success. In addition to collecting those thoughts about the college, the Board of Governors also asked for advice to share with you today. And much of the wisdom offered relates to how you put your education into action, which is the second part of the equation for success. One of our local mayors said, always think of the future before you commit to the present. Keep your options as broad as possible and make sure you like what you are doing. You did this when you were a student. And just because you're graduating doesn't mean you should stop looking ahead to where you want to go. Instead, take the necessary steps to get there, never losing sight of the big picture. A local student success coordinator shared the following: relate to people, talk to them, be interested in them, have good manners and professional behavior. It's amazing how far that'll take you. Your ability to foster connections is key to growing your community, which in turn helps support your careers. As a local CEO pointed out, networking is very important. Do this early and understand that you have to be thoughtful about your relationships. Equally important is hard work, a fact echoed by our regional chair, who said, work hard, stand up and be counted. Be open to everything and never avoid doing something because it's not in your job description. That's where the opportunities lie. You've put a lot of efforts already and are bringing valuable skills to the table. However, the determination that has led you here today, this afternoon, must continue. That's how you will move beyond a job and into a career. And on this topic, a local chief administrative officer said, continuous learning is a key, and you must constantly challenge yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean spending more time in a formal classroom. You can also learn a lot from each other. Another one of the regional leading CEOs officer said it best: find a mentor or a coach, someone who has experience, not your supervisor, but someone who you have a relationship with, someone you can safely talk with on how to deal with issues, get advice, and further your career. I'm among many people who've experienced the power of mentorship firsthand. I wouldn't be here today without the help that I received from my mentor, Malcolm O'Neill Fisher. He came into my life when I was working as a small business advisor and instructor for Confederation College. During that time, I decided to pursue my undergraduate degree to help advance my work in the college system. While I was always good in math and creative subjects, writing was not one of my strong suits, and there entered Mac. I've gotten to know him through an earlier business venture as he was a local retailer, a thoughtful, creative man. He also happened to be an English professor and an author. When he heard I was pursuing my degree, Mac asked if he could mentor me to help me get to where I wanted to go. Whether it was setting goals or figuring out which steps to take to achieve them, reviewing my university papers, or just simply talking. Mac taught me to be a better writer and all-around better communicator. More importantly, he became a lifelong friend. This was my first experience with this type of support, and I can honestly say that it was life-changing for me. Now, sadly, Mac passed away a few years ago at the age of 78, but before he did, he wrote me a letter about his experience being my mentor, about the pride he took in my success. And I still have that letter, and I think of him often when reflecting on the path that has taken me from a small town in Fort Frances, Ontario, to the president of this incredible institution. Just as I've experienced, mentors can be valuable assets both personally and professionally. In fact, a study in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that people who have mentors are more likely to get promotions. But you may be wondering, how do I go about finding one? Once again, the idea of engaging with a broad network comes into play, as the community around you can be mined for support, whether in person, through your employer, or virtually through your social media networks, which in themselves are communities. I encourage you to reach out. Your mentor could be one conversation or phone call away. You are charting a path in a very complex and rapidly changing world, but you aren't doing so in isolation. Actor Denzel Washington has said, "Show me a successful individual, and I'll show you someone who had a real positive influence in his or her life. I don't care what you do for a living. If you do it well, I'm sure there was someone cheering you on or showing you the way, a mentor." The world is ready and waiting for your unique perspectives, your talents, and your contributions. And there are entire communities who are willing to help you along the way. If you're open to possibility, you'll achieve the future of your dreams. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Cameron Ackerblade, class of 2005 and president of the Durham College Alumni Association, will now bring his greetings.
Thank you, Scott. I remember the excitement I felt sitting here where you are today when I graduated from the accounting business program. It's an honor to be back at Convocation on behalf of the Durham College Alumni Association to welcome all of you to the alumni family, which as of today is more than 91,000 members strong. While DC grads can be found all around the world, we are proud to say there are more than 54,000 of us that call the GTA and Durham region home. Regardless of location, we are all connected through the green and gold, and our alumni proudly represent the college by contributing to their communities. Which is why we presented the Alumni of Distinction Award to 3 deserving individuals earlier this year. Given in recognition of their collective excellence, these accomplished recipients have used the skills and knowledge gained during their time as a Durham College student to create amazing personal and professional lives for themselves. Please direct your attention to the screen. I would like to introduce this year's Alumni of Distinction Award recipients.
I have experienced so many amazing opportunities along the way. I've really enjoyed the connection with the community, with my colleagues, with my clients. I feel that as much as I'm able to offer them, they in turn do the same thing for me. So they enrich my life as much as I hope I'm enriching theirs.
So I run a mechanical contracting company. We do large-scale heating and air conditioning projects. So a lot of the buildings in the GTA, shopping centers, universities, colleges, we do the heating, air conditioning, and some other essential services that keep those facilities operating.
So I work for a non-for-profit called Botshabelo in Midrand, South Africa. I have the amazing privilege of running our preschool that cares for the underprivileged in our community. And we come and we bring quality education. I came over to South Africa now 9 years ago, as soon as I actually graduated from Durham College. And it's been an amazing journey.
For passing mark in the dental hygiene program, the only way we could do that was to hone our skills. So we needed clients. If somebody didn't show for an appointment, we had what was called the cafeteria run. And what that meant was that you would hightail at a clinic, take off your lab coat and run to the cafeteria, beg, borrow, and plead, whatever it took to get somebody to come up the stairs. They saw us coming and they would dive under the table when they saw somebody coming from the dental hygiene program, because nobody wanted to spend 3 hours of their day upstairs in that clinic. So that's my most memorable experience from Durham College.
So I had different experiences than a lot of other people did. So when it came to things like our final projects for pricing and doing designs, I was actually teaching after-school classes on how to price and labor and put projects together, because I had experience. I had done that here in my past, and that was kind of my way of giving back in an area where I was stronger. And there was a lot of other times where people were able to go and help me in areas where I needed help as well. And it applies in life, when you can take the skills that people have, know what you're good at, know what they're good at, and find a way to blend them for success.
I believe giving back to the community is so important. I think it can be such an overwhelming thing where people don't actually know where to start. But actually it starts with the one. It starts with the one place where you can have an impact. My suggestion to you is, in your community, where can you help? Maybe you have a skill. Take your skill, try and see a need and fill that need.
One of the biggest sayings in the corporate world is, if you make it to the top, it's your job to send the elevator back down for someone to help them get up. You know, whether it's being a mentor, whether it's sharing knowledge and experience that you have with other people, or volunteering to help just make the world a better place. I think at the end of the day that ultimately there's nothing more important than that. The world is only as good as the people that are in it. So the more good you can spread, the better.
Sometimes it's okay to take the risk. And like I said before, if you remember the one, or the one place where you need to be, take the risk. And I think you have to remember that you're a lifelong learner. Although you finished at Durham College, education never stops.
In the workplace, obviously, you got to work hard. Don't be afraid to put that extra effort in. Find great people at work. Embrace the older generation. Well, yes, they might not be as techy or as savvy with some of that stuff. The knowledge they have, you don't have, and you're not going to have that until you get to that point in your career. So embrace that. Learn from those people.
My advice would be to write your own story. Don't let someone else define your choice in life. So if you're passionate about something, that will really drive your vehicle for you. Whatever you choose to do, be proud of it, respect your decision, and make a difference in this world.
As you can see, your relationship with Durham College does not end just because you are graduating today. I encourage you to stay in touch with the college and Alumni Association by following DC Alumni on social media. We want to hear about your success. As a DC alum, there are numerous benefits that you can take advantage of: discounts, special offers, networking events, and more. You can find details about all of them on our Alumni Association website or through our new app. Congratulations on your achievements. I wish you continued success in the days, months, and years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. We now have the opportunity to hear from this afternoon's guest speaker. Melissa Farrow is a program coordinator and child and youth counselor at the Hospital for Sick Children, where she provides direct service and care to kids and their families in the Psychiatric Day Hospital program. Working with a multidisciplinary team, Melissa uses the skills learned during her studies in Durham College's Social Service Worker program, which she graduated from in 2009, and the Child and Youth Worker program, now called Child and Youth Care, which she graduated from in 2011. In addition, Melissa supports Durham College and its students by acting as a field practicum advisor and professor. Please join me in welcoming Melissa Farrow.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of our guests today. I'm honored to be here at your convocation ceremony for one of the most incredible colleges in the country. I'd like to begin by saying congratulations to you, class of 2019. I know the road has not always been easy. I know this because not that long ago, I was in your shoes. Your journey has been one of academic, professional, and personal growth. It is one that can only be successfully completed through passion, commitment, tenacity, and an openness to learn. Getting to this point is a momentous achievement in and of itself, to which we all celebrate. After the fast and challenging pace of the Durham College experience, today is a day for turning back momentarily and allowing a heartfelt joy to catch up with you. It marks an important day in your life. It's both an end and a beginning. I have been lucky enough to teach some of you, sharing the college campus, and I will now have the great fortune of calling you a colleague within the helping field. Because of your knowledge and proficient caring skills, you will better the communities in which you work, communities that are truly lucky to have you. I can remember my graduation day fondly. It's a funny feeling, and you might be feeling it today. It centers around the fact that you now know what you love, and you have half an idea of what would make you happy, but how do you get there? You might be asking yourselves the same questions I did. Am I ready? Will I be successful? After earning 2 Durham College diplomas, I graduated and began my employment journey. I had made connections through my Child and Youth Worker program that led to a variety of employment options. I was green and I was young, entering the working world. I needed an edge, so I accepted a position within a residential treatment center in Toronto. I had never imagined working in residential, but I knew that this would help me grow. By this point, I was balancing what felt like 500 jobs and applying to another 500 online. I was constantly searching for that next opportunity that would lead me to my dream job, Sick Kids. One of the qualities that has really served me well is my drive and motivation, but it's also my Achilles heel. I'm constantly seeking out my next professional opportunity, and post-graduation, I wasn't being very fair or gentle with myself. I worked myself into exhaustion and forgot about the importance of self-awareness. With my loss of self-awareness, my goals became clouded, and I lost sight of my bigger picture. And then it happened. A 5-month contract opened up at Sick Kids just at the time I was hitting my 1-year anniversary within the Toronto Residential Centre. I had never been much of a risk taker, but I left a full-time, unionized position to take the 5-month contract at Sick Kids, and it's paid off. I spent 5 months in the Psychiatry and Eating Disorder Inpatient Unit and was promoted to the senior role of Program Coordinator of the Psychiatric Day Hospital program in 2012, which is why I'm telling you to take those risks. Calculated risks. Sometimes they'll pay off, but sometimes they won't. But you will persevere, whatever the outcome. I knew what I wanted to do, so I did what I could to make it happen. Through my time at Sick Kids, I've been fortunate to work on a multidisciplinary team working on a variety of quality improvement projects, including revamping the inpatient safety program for acutely suicidal patients, and most recently, implementing and evaluating a novel treatment model within the Psychiatry Day Hospital program, employing healthy lifestyle changes and mental health support for youth struggling with severe obesity and mental health disorders. I've been a firm believer that drive and heart can help you reach your dreams, and in my case, it made my dreams a reality. So if I can impart some teacherly pieces of wisdom upon you today, it's that caring begins with caring for yourself. Be mindful of your own well-being, and be prepared to take care of yourself as you take care of others. Even though you don't have deadlines and finals, stress will still creep up. Post-grad life is an adjustment. Whether you're moving to a new city, looking for a job, or moving back home, change is inevitable and constant. Care for yourself in ways that positively impact you emotionally, physically, spiritually, and intellectually. Choose self-care as an act of celebrating you. In addition to caring for yourself, regard yourself in the highest capacity. Nurture your potential and be your biggest cheerleader. Identify your passions, radiate your strengths, and honor the uniqueness that makes you, you. And while you're doing that, recognize the successes of others and empower people around you. Help your colleagues reach new heights. We all do better when we build each other up. I've been incredibly fortunate to work alongside my colleagues at Sick Kids in Durham College who have pushed me to new limits. They've helped me explore new opportunities that have become my passions. They've also caught me in times of self-doubt and stood by me while I healed from a serious car accident. I'm so hopeful that you'll find a work family like mine. There will be bumps along the way, and there will be challenges, and difficult times are a part of your journey, but they will allow you to appreciate the good. I hope those challenges will teach you to persevere and reflect on what truly matters to you. I found this to be the heart of my life. I know that the entire Durham College community hopes that we have educated your minds and fueled your souls. We hope that the values of DC, including integrity, respect, and diversity, will be treasured and exuded by you as you head out into the world that so desperately needs you. Congratulations to you, class of 2019.
Thank you, Melissa. That was great. It's now my pleasure to call Dr. Elaine Popp, Vice President Academic, who will now commence the conferring of diplomas and certificates.
Thank you, Dr. Blakey. I certify that each graduate has met all of the academic requirements for the credential they are about to receive. They have conducted their studies with diligence and they merit our congratulations. It now gives me great pleasure to present the 2019 graduating class of Durham College. And we will now commence the presentation of diplomas and certificates.
Debbie Johnston, Dean of the School of Continuing Education, will present the diplomas and certificates for the School of Continuing Education.
Bookkeeping, Rebecca Brownrigg. Business Administration, Human Resources, Jason Knight. Jason's diploma will be presented by his mother, Yvonne Knight, Learner Facilitator, Administrative Officer. Educational Support, Tamara Lynn Stuckey. Teaching and Training Adults, Kashif Rafia.
That concludes the conferring of credentials to our graduates from the School of Continuing Education. Judalyn Innocent, Executive Dean of the School of Health and Community Services, will present the diplomas and certificates for the School of Health and Community Services.
Activation, Coordination, and Gerontology, Heather Ballantyne. Catherine Bombino, highest ranking graduate. Rumesa Denise. Benjamin Patton. Farida Namju. Rachel Rutt. Ryan Thomas. Archana Uttayakumar. Addictions and Mental Health, Eric Beltran. Emily Benvenuto Whittam. Samantha Burney. Mackenzie Clark. Melissa Cox, highest ranking graduate. Courtney Zopp. Taylor Ellis. Megan Gallagher. Miranda Giroux. Tanya Andrea James Torres. Veli Mediviera. Alicia Patrick. Krishani Pirapakaran. Jasmine Robichaud. Gina Scandali. Animal Care. Caitlin Blake. Jordan Craddock. Tara Dowson. Caitlin Elms. Callie Hoffland. Eric Livingston. Eric's certificate will be presented by his uncle, Robert Winter, CRM Coordinator. Isabella McKenna Lowe. Michelle McPeak. Adele Muselar. Allison Rouleau. Chanel Stewart. Vanessa Sudar. Kirsten Taylor. Christy Thompson. Child and Youth Care, Abigail Allen. Mariah Barron. Jamie Bell. Travis Bruce. Talia Kofini. Victoria Cowley. Natalie Saff. Victoria Dobson. Tiara Dowling. Kaylee Fordham, highest ranking graduate.
Renee Galland. Amanda Hammond. Kendra Holland. Christian Ibarra. Larissa Jansen. Jason Johnston. Andrew Codis. Melissa LeBlanc. Chantal Mekos. Emily McBride. Chelsea Rose McCauley. Stephanie McManus. Kimberly Morgan. Blair Norwood. Tiffany Noseworthy. Tiffany's diploma will be presented by her aunt, Linda Flynn, Associate Vice President, Student Development and Alumni Affairs. Christine Palmer. Mackenzie Paul. Iona Polychondroitis. Kanisha Reynolds. Carter Ridge. Lisa Roberto. Caitlin Robitaille. Khadija Sayed. Brendan Sharman. Madison Snow. Tristlyn Spanger. Sarah St. Croix. Carly Tran. Aaliyah Vitalis. Chantel Washington. Jesse White. Ryan Grant Wittick. Jasmine Yetman. Malena Zulo. Communicative Disorders Assistant. Nazareth Alvarez Barker. Charnel Argana. Megan Armsworthy. Ashley Bain, highest ranking graduate. Lavanyan Balachandran. Nicole Binchuk. Sierra Ferguson. Harley Hamlin. Victoria Hussey. Lavinia Jakumar. Aranka Kumar Achandran. Carrie Little. Melissa Wing Yan Lo. Samra Mansour.
Kayla Morris. Holly Noon. Brianna Pollard. Diala Saab. Roweda Sully. Noah Vrooman. Kristen Yu. Community Services and Child Studies Foundations. Melissa Clark. Malika Deer. Bant Kaur Hargan. Kayla Rhodes Troop. Dental Assisting Levels 1 and 2. Jasneet Kaur. Lovepreet Kaur. Tariq. Masura El Malik. Shaylin Aubertin. Danielle Bellevaux. Emma Brooks. Emily Burrows. Leah Holt. Carly Knox. Rochelle Marie Loang. Adebukola Afuwape. Amanda Lachlan. Sarah Law. Hafizul Rahman Muhammad. Janie Nan. Brooke Natalie. Amber Lee Nole. Angel Nurani. Rosalba Romero Ramirez. Rachel Zebris McMillan. Sophia Saracino Inglot. Niadita City. Riley Taylor. Haley Tucker. Sydney Warren. Amal Youssef. Dental Hygiene, Chantel Bishop. Cassidy Boisvert. Ashley Bolter. Caitlin Brace. Nicole Cardy. Razia Sultana Chaudhuri, highest ranking graduate. Lauren Danielson. Ashley Darwin. Samantha Dos Santos. Erin Capel. Michelle Krotke.
Genesis Noble. Haley Oliver. Alyssa Palmer. Kimberly Ragubar. Emily Marie Roberts. Courtney Ross. Hasaya Syed. Samantha Shand. Brienne Taylor. Emmeline Vargas. Dental Reception and Administration, Bailey Hancock. Renee Mullen. Jessica Zeppa. Early Childhood Education, Harwinder Kaur. Rabia Ali. Sandeep Kaur. Jennifer Carson. Sarah Clark. Brittany Clayson. Sarah DeFelice May. Aisha DeGrasse. Kelsey Fraser. Amber Campbell. Jeanette Lafang Baidu. Divine Makonga. Tashana Mitchell. Sarzina Niger. Alicia Arif Panjwani. Jennifer Portsmouth Ferenz. Shawnice Searles. Malpreet Kaur Sidhu. Tiffany Singh. Jaya Valanki, highest ranking graduate. Daniel Walker. Michaela White. Samantha Workman. Fitness and Health Promotion, David Jackson. Personal Support Worker, Gagandeep Kaur. Kuldeep Singh. Fisayo Adebisi, highest ranking graduate. Jaspreet Kaur Baines. Brianne Cooper. Tangerine Vanilla Eugene. Mayowa Badamusi. Madison Gomes. Jillian Hall. Ashley Haringa. Comfort Kimutai. Chantel McQuilkin. Rubina Vora. Kelsey Wells.
Practical Nursing, Kashnut Ahmed. Alyssa Allman. Chinnu Ann Antony. Gertrude Antwi. Motifat Salami. Kendra Armstrong. Isabella Arthurs. Krishma Ashuri. Nancy Basilios. Magdalene Bass.
Congratulations.
Dahlia Ba. Linnea Bowen. Ashley Brunton. Sarah Burton. Deborah Butler. Angelina Campbell. Molly Carr. Olivia Carswell, highest ranking graduate. Melissa Chand. Victoria Cobb. Rebecca Cooley. Michelle Crone. Lindsay Dale. Jacqueline DeSaley. Jennifer Dix. Charlene Darcey-Luce. Keisha Elliott. Phil Sanfara. Rebecca Fernando. Pravish Nanasaharam. LaShawn Gordon. Angela Grant. Philippia Green. Stephanie Griffin. Steve Haino. Praise Ifikosa Hart. Bon Alona Hodge. Amaqueen Samuel Amico Igrubia. Lori Johnston. Tanya Jordan. Shannon Kadiri. Audria Kalikal. Kelena Kapujinski. Aaron Kemp. Adina Lamberski. Mariah LaRocco. Katrina McKean. Samaya Mahdi. Mahanur Mahmood. Rayami Maramot. Madison Mathwich. Isabel Mbuyamba.
Emily Ann McCalla. Megan McKinnon. Corina Mirgol. Aisha Mills. Jessica Mouchette. Joshua Nanskivo. Cassandra Napier. Nathaniel Joy Navas. Pascal Chigbumka Nyochka. Thanks. Brooke Noblet. Ngozi Ochi. Chinera Okpalagu. Uloma Orania. Heather Parker. Maria Patrick Lane. Janelle Paul. Erica Pitts. Claudia Preville. Taylor Reddings. Jasania Rodriguez Vera. Nadia Rosales. Arvin Sujal. Barry Salafu. Latoya Samuel. Emma Smith. Jessica Smith. Cardisha Chanel Smith. Angelie Sullivan. Natasha Tennant. Catherine Tilling. Mohammed Tutansab. Anna Kristen Sipak-Lewin. Libby Whiting. Amika Houghton. Riley Wood. Gemma Ray. Jun Yang. Social service worker, Daniel Odadigba. Katie Arnold. Emma Budzairak. Avery Como. Kimberly Cormier. Callie Corneal. Amanda Cowan. Sarah DeCone. Noelle Garcia. Catherine Holiday. Shannon Howard. Destiny Jeffries. Ashley John, highest ranking graduate.
Simran Kaur. Jennifer Leitner. Rona Mackay. Emily McBride. Brianna Murdoch. Jessica Pardy. Emily Ray. Victor Rafalo. Tanya Sojin. Celeste Taylor. Lauren Vandenberg. Amanda Walsh. Jade Wanan. James Wanan. Advertising Digital Media Management, Harjot Singh. Divyank Singh Butola. Raghav Mudgil. Ashima Sachdeva. Interior Decorating, Gajana Jayaranjan.
This concludes the conferring of credentials to our graduates from the School of Health and Community Services.
For the graduates who are unable to be here this afternoon, we grant them their credentials in absentia. I would now ask the 2019 graduating class to stand and be recognized. Assembled guests, our 2019 graduating class. Graduates, please be seated. Before I close, I'd like to thank all the executive deans, associate deans, and professors who have joined us for this celebration. There are many people involved in helping our students in their journey to graduation, and professors play a significant role. They are on the front lines of DC's experiential learning, using their expertise to help teach students the skills they need to succeed. Beyond that, our faculty also serve as mentors and friends, going above and beyond for those in their classes and labs. Seeing their students graduate is a culmination of all their hard work, and I know they're filled with pride as they watch today's ceremony. I will now ask all faculty in attendance to please stand and be recognized for their contribution to our students' success. To our graduates, I say congratulations once more on the successful completion of your academic credential. And I will now call upon our Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Scott Blakey.
Thank you, Dr. Pop. In closing, I would like to offer a heartfelt thank you to our Board of Governors, employees, and community partners for their contribution to the success of our graduates. Thank you also to Tom Lynch and Cassette Kazarian for reading our graduates' names as they receive their credentials. We are also grateful to all our colleagues and friends from Durham College who participated in the ceremony, as well as Piper, Alan McPhee, and the Tribute Community Centers. In addition, I want to extend a big thank you to our Associate Vice President and Registrar of Student Affairs, Andre DeFreitas, and his entire team for the countless hours that went into the successful planning and execution of this afternoon's convocation. And finally, congratulations, graduates. The future is yours for the taking, and we wish you much success in the future. I now declare the Durham College 2019 Fall Convocation to be concluded. Please remain at your seats until the platform party has recessed. Thank you.
Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated, all tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a time, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, something for oddities, stranger kisses. Ain't ever wannabes, winning the novelties. Don't ever change, we wanted everything, wanted everything. Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, never come down, oh. Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, never come down. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated, all tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the best of me. So I got one more run, and it's gonna be a sight to see. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Yeah, yeah. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! Let's celebrate.